YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with another 2020 NFL offseason rebuild. This video for the Cleveland Browns. Doing this video for every single NFL team going in draft order. In this, I am playing GM for each team. We're going to make some cuts, take a look at the cap situation going into free agency, re-sign some players, make some major signings, and then do a 7-round NFL mock draft. So we got you covered here. We have two channels, the Goat House and the Goat House Plus. You'll find a link in the description in the comments for that newer channel. Please subscribe to both. We'd really appreciate it, as well as following our Twitter and our Instagram. You'll find a link down below as well, constantly posting football-related stuff on there. And then you'll find our Patreon link with extra content in the description as well. First thing I like to do, so for the Cleveland Browns, is kind of break down their depth chart, give you my evaluation. But the obvious is you need offensive linemen here. You need tackles mainly. You're definitely going to need another guard as well. You're pretty much going to be set at center and left guard, in my opinion. We need guys. Baker needs to play a better season. Njoku, you expect a little more from him. It was great having Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. It may be time to move on from Kareem Hunt. How much can you pay a running back duo, like two running backs? But maybe he comes along cheaper since his off-the-field issues. But you do have Nick Chubb, so it's not really a problem there. We'll break down my thoughts on the pass rush in a little bit. I have a unique view on that. I like the interior defense line. I mean, you could find better than Ogunjobi, but he's a solid young talent there. And then you have a big free agent here in Joe Schobert. And then safety play, obviously, wasn't the best last year. So we'll see if we can fix all that here. And starting with the cuts, I'm cutting Olivier Vernon. If you can save potentially $15.5 million, I'm cutting him. He's not playing to that price tag. He's not playing to that anymore. You have, before these cuts, you have about $45.3 million in cap space. As you see, we're on the same page already. They already cut a couple of these guys that I have on here. We saw them cut Carey, Taylor. So me playing GM, on the same page as their actual front office, their actual staff right now. So that's good to see. So that kind of plays a part in this too. And then Olivier Vernon, like I said, I don't think he's playing I kind of saw that the last couple years in the Giants, just not playing the same anymore. Pass rush is so important. You can win games. We see the Niners, more than just pass rush, but they got pretty far mainly because they're pass rush. So you can definitely upgrade it with the cap space, especially creating more cap space, cutting him. Christian Kirksey, I think a solid linebacker. I would cut him though, since he's constantly injured. $7.5 million. It really depends on your view on Joe Schobert. It's come out almost right when the season was ending that they may not want him back. I don't know if I'm buying that or not, but me playing GM, I may try. We'll talk about that in a second when I try to do with him. But cut Kirksey, got a good draft pick in Mac Wilson, and Taki I think could be a solid outside linebacker as well for the future. TJ Carey, they already cut, was a solid slot corner, aging, declining, $6.3 million. Chris Hubbard, one they may keep, but $4.8 million when he's not the answer at tackle. I saved that money. They already cut out Darius Taylor. That was an obvious one. It's only 2.4, but that's still some money. Terrence Mitchell, another corner that's just shouldn't be part of the plan when $3 million on the line. And Eric Kush was not the obvious option for them at guard. Saving $2 million will help. So you see that we almost double this, 45 to 87. When you expect to win, this team expected to win last year. I know nobody was really picking them to win the Super Bowl, but in their minds, as it really should be, if you're that you have that much talent, is to go win a Super Bowl. And they weren't even close there. They need to get there right now, and there's a chance to do that if you have this much cap space. So $87.1 million in cap space. Who am I resigning? I'm resigning Joe Schobert. He had a career year. Real good for that linebacker unit. A lot of times with two linebackers out there, to me, it's a tough task, and he did a very good job on it. I'm re-signing him. You're able to kind of walk away from Christian Kirksey because you can get him back, create space, get him back. You get Mac Wilson, you have Mac Wilson. You even have guys for the rotation like Taki. So I'm getting him back. That just makes more sense to me. And then a kind of a minor one, Rashard Higgins. I think it's a good young rotation receiver. Not going to be too expensive. I'm getting him back. The rest of the guys I'll let walk. I don't see any reason to must get those guys back. And you see you should have plenty of cap space left over. In the major signings, I love the fit of Yannick Ngakoue next to Myles Garrett. That makes a lot of sense in this 4-3. 4-3 base defense here. Ngakoue to me just fits. He's going to succeed opposite of Myles Garrett. I can compare the two. Myles Garrett's going to be better, but they're pretty similar in terms of style, in my opinion. I think it's a good pairing. You obviously get better. Maybe you're spending a little bit more than Olivier Vernon, but it's quite obvious you're getting better there. You need a safety. Devin McCourty, they're trying to me, the Browns are trying to win now. You get a guy like Devin McCourty, that definitely helps you very much. Not too many great options in free agency unless a guy like Justin Simmons or Anthony Harris is available, but those guys could be franchise tagged or signed rather quickly. So McCourty, I think, could help them right away. And then Dennis Kelly, at right tackle. So they're in a position where they need two tackles. They need both tackles, in my opinion, and a guard. But they're in position in the draft where they're, kind of looking at the layout. What could you gain from that spot? To me, they're in a better spot to gain that left tackle. Let's get the right tackle. Titans right tackle here. I think more, pretty solid run blocker. I thought he played very well when he was in. It'll be appealing to Stefanski's type of offense here. I think they'll really like Dennis Kelly, and it won't be too expensive because you'll be spending your money on Joe Schobert and Yannick Ngakoue, guys like Devin McCourty, and they'll have more signings, along with this. And then you got the drafts, which we'll break down now. Mekhi Becton from Louisville, freakish dude. Really rising up my board. I would like that pick and that offense, that scheme, that Stefanski system with, Baker as well, Nick Chubb. Mekhi Becton would be fantastic with those guys. And then Grant Delpit, who's moving downboards. I've kind of been saying that for a while. There's a chance that he can go second round. Other people are kind of starting to join in on that. Tackling is an issue, but at the end of the day, he's insanely instinctive. You cannot coach that, and he's a playmaker. But the tackling issue will drop him. So you add him, along with, the guy like perhaps Devin McCourty if you sign him. They need a starting guard. I think you can get one actually in the third round. You definitely do not want to take one in the first round. Jonah Jackson from Ohio State, I think he could start day one. You get him at pick 74. You need another corner. I like the idea of Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams. You definitely need another corner, though. A.J. Green from Oklahoma State, good Senior Bowl. Pretty solid career at Oklahoma State. You get him at 90. To me, they need more of like that true like nose tackle for a rotation. Like they don't have that. You got your starters in Sheldon Richardson, who plays a lot of three technique, and Ogunjobi, who moves around a bit, but nose tackle, you definitely need one of those guys that can fill in. You don't need it. Today's NFL, you don't need one every down, but to me, you still need one. Leki Fotu from Utah is, one of those, I guess rare. There's not a whole bunch of nose tackles that are solid anymore, so you'll be able to pick him up around 105 there, and that'll help your team. Antonio Gibson, I like a lot for the Browns. He is a receiver / running back. I think he's a natural at running back, actually. So I think he can play both for the Browns, but I like him behind Nick Chubb there, so that'll be big for them to grab a running back down here. And then another tackle. You sign one in free agency, get one in the draft. You definitely need depth for sure here, so you grab one late out of North Carolina, Charlie Heck. So I like this plan for the Browns. Big fan of Mekhi Becton. And you're grabbing a lot of quality starters that may kind of put you back to where you thought you would be last year. And the main thing, a lot of this is you're run first, run to open up the pass. That's kind of, I think, the talent's mentality. What you have on the Browns, that mentality, and a guy like Kevin Stefanski's mentality as well. And he, the only struggles they really had in Minnesota with him was, the protection, the offensive line. Similar struggles here, but you're in a position to fix that, and he can kind of control that now. So that's the big time positive news there for the Browns here going forward. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Please go ahead and comment your thoughts. Plenty more of these videos on the channel. Plenty more to come, doing every single team going in draft order. And then we'll have the combine coverage, full coverage in general. We got you covered here at the Goat House. Subscribe to both of our channels. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. You'll find the links down below. That's going to do it for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.